Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Reaver from Audiolux again, and we've got a brand new 2021 Ford Bronco Sasquatch Edition. The radio on this car is a little bit more different than the other radios that you've seen on the other Broncos. If you take a look, it's completely recessed in. It's actually molded into the dash, and there's a lot more trim panels to be able to remove from here versus the standard Broncos. So I want to start off with letting you guys know the best way to tackle this one on is start off from the top, because there's a lot of pieces to remove in this car. So first you want to remove this top control panel right here. Use a panel popper or a prier that's not super invasive. This is a rounded one. It does not scratch dashes. That's the best part. Once you've got it up, you can usually pry with your hands. Just disconnect the connector that's on the back of the actual control panel. It's just a little pin and it comes right out. There's a small Torx right inside of where that control panel was. We need to remove that. You do want to remove these grills. They're a little tricky to get into, so you might want to start off on the side here and pull a little bit. Once you want to work your way to the edges. The clips are located on the 4 points. Once you can get one out, you can use your hands to remove the rest. Maybe use your panel popper to get the edges out. Makes your life a little easier. Voila. Put it to the side. After you remove the cover, there's a 7mm that you want to remove. And same goes on for the other side. On the edge of the panel on the dash, right here, you'll see 4 larger Torx bolts. You're gonna wanna remove those, and after removing those, you're gonna expose 2 smaller Torx. You're gonna remove all those, a set of 6 screws per side. So after we removed all those pieces on the dash, there's 3 final screws to remove. On the dash right here, take a look. If you look under, there's gonna be 3 square segments that have to be popped out and removing the 7mm bolts. Put in between, and you can just pull it out, and it already has a little hanger that it holds onto. And pop all 3 out, which will expose the 7mm screws. Now that we've got them removed, you want to put your hands on the dash and pull towards you. You'll see it should come out right away. And put it to the side. Okay, if you can fit it to the side. Now that we've removed the dash, let's start working down right here. So we want to remove this panel first to remove this gray trim. To remove it, you're going to want to open up the glove box, and there should be a 7mm right there. Not the one on the right side, but the one on the left side holding it in. We got to remove that one. And then there's another one holding it on this side. And this one's very easy. All you have to do is put your panel popper on the edge, pop out a clip here, and then go to this edge and just pull or put a panel popper, release the clips. After you release the clips, this just pull and it actually just hangs down. It's on a swivel. It's great design, actually. Now you've exposed a 7mm right there. We don't need to remove this completely out of the way. First, you risk scratching a lot of panels and the shifter's in the way, even though you can move it out. So what we're gonna do is put a towel down, a microfiber, right under, and then just grab both sides and just pull on one side or the other, and then just lay it down.
Go ahead.
After removing this AC cluster panel right here, you expose a 7mm recessed right here. You're gonna want to remove that 7mm as well. After removing that exposed screw, if you take a look on the bottom of this gray trim panel, there's 2 more of these caps, actually 3 right here. I've already opened one of them. You want to pop them out with your panel popper, which will expose all of the 7mm that are down here. These ones are a little tougher to get to. I'm using a angle bit driver with the 7mm, and it allows me to get in there much more easily. Now that we've got all 3 of them removed and that exposed screw that was hidden behind the panel right here, you just want to pull with your hands, and then it should just unclip. Sometimes you might have to use a jerking motion, but it will come out. Just unplug the start-stop button right here. There's a pin to push on the side right here. Push the pin and pull out. Last step is removing this main black trim panel. There's some 7mm up here, one right there, and one right there. On the bottom section, there's 2 more that are hidden away. There are recessed here, one right here, and one right here. There should be one more on the edge right here. Needs to be removed. So the next step is to remove this complete panel. This is the airbag right here. And what we need to do is detach the airbag pretty much from the back. So what we're gonna do is pull the glove box down. There's 2 tabs right here you're gonna wanna push. It's gonna release it and you're just gonna wanna pull it down. Now, here on the bottom, there's gonna be a yellow plug that's gonna need to be disconnected and 2 8mm bolts right here as my fingers are on. We've got 2 more final screws to remove this panel. It's gonna be the 2 8mm that are on top up here for the airbag removal. So just get rid of those 3. Let's pop them out. That yellow plug, you're gonna wanna disconnect it, or else you're gonna snap it once you try to pull this trim out. Now, we have the ability to pull this trim completely out with the airbag assembly. Now we're gonna put this to the side so it doesn't get damaged or blow up in our faces. Now, as you can see, we finally have access to the radio. 4 7mm bolts. You can remove the display, and voila,